Do you think?
I don't know.
You like 50. How about we put 50?
50 Cent?
Yes.
Oh, how am I going to be talking about this to rap music? The fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking.
Okay, we'll just focus. No music. We're just gonna raw dog it. I love it. He has never ever done a live stream. They can't see you.
What, did you set it up this way?
I know, you just have to come. Well, let's see. We'll just bring it closer. Okay, this is hi. We don't want. I would love to live stream with somebody right now, but I have my hubby. I did get it. This is my husband. And he has agreed reluctantly to answer everybody's burning questions about why he would stay with a woman who cheated on him. Okay, are you ready?
Well,
let's hear.
Well, I'll preface it by saying, totally out of my comfort zone, right? And I think I'm doing this more if it can help really anybody, in the same situation or someone that's gone through it. That's why I'm doing it. But
He's such a good human.
I'm just gonna try to be raw and real, right? And not sugarcoat anything. So, and I think anything that I'm gonna say you've probably heard before anyway, right?
I don't know.
We'll see.
So he agreed. We're gonna try to do this like a podcast, but it's the end of fucking school and I have a million things in the air, and so I didn't get the fucking microphones. I didn't get anything to like have a podcast, but I'm like, you know what? I already said we're gonna do this, so this is our podcast. Welcome. Spice of Sobriety. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna ask him. Oh, fuck. I didn't even read the questions that I was gonna ask until right now. Hi. Okay. Fuck. This is a hard thing to start with. Okay.
Hard, yeah. It's probably gonna be difficult to answer, I'm sure.
Okay. Shit. This is so I like had ChatGTP come up with fucking questions. I'm like, oh, this will be easy. Like they'll come up with the questions. The first fucking question my ChatGTP came up with is, what was your very first thought when you found out I was cheating?
Oh, wow.
Why did she have to start like that?
I mean, these are questions that I think kind of need to be answered though, right?
I don't know if I want to hear the answer to this though.
Because this stuff is like, this is like serious, not, you know what I mean? Like, it can be dark and real and none of it's gonna be good.
I want to like take my skin off my body right now.
Yeah, well, so did I. So is that the question?
That's the question. So, what was your very first thought when you found out I cheated on you?
Oh boy. Just ultimate betrayal, right? I've gone through a lot of difficult things in my life as far as like, I always, when I talk about it, I always compare it like to the absolute worst feeling I think anybody could feel, really. Even like coming back from like Afghanistan or whatever and all the stuff there, which was a lot. It didn't even come close to that feeling of just like ultimate betrayal, and then you start to question like your worth, and then you start to feel it, because why would somebody do that, So I think the first thought was just, I don't know if it was anger at first. It was just like the betrayal of and kind of thinking like your self-worth, like I'm not even worth that, right? Or like, and then another thing I thought was this stuff could never, ever happen to me, You know, I never thought in a million years that would happen to me. I just didn't. And I think a lot of people don't. And then it does, and you're like, just lost. Just felt lost. I would say that would be the first thought, would be just lost. You know, like, if someone just like gazing out like this, and you're just like staring into space, I think that's probably what it... Because I can't specifically pinpoint. Actually, I can. I know exactly when I found out. You were gone, right?
I was in Missouri at a funeral.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I left my so I'll just fucking break.
It was your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And I had suspicions, right? And like, I always trust your gut. I would say I always trust your gut, because I did, and then boom, there it was. Yeah.
This is ChatGTP's next question. In the days immediately after, what hurt the most? The betrayal, the lies, or something deeper?
Betrayal. But the betrayal goes hand in hand with the lies. Because then you're like, I don't even know who you are.
I didn't know who the fuck I was.
Yeah, I just didn't know who you were. And it was just, it completely guts you to your core. You know, just gutted. Lost. And then like, I'll get into other stuff about like, this is like the days after, because
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just like frantic, like, what the fuck is going on, dude? It was just I just never thought it would happen to me,
I think I've already answered this. Were you ever afraid? I hate this. Were you ever afraid staying with me would make you look weak?
Absolutely. I was going to talk about this at some point. Like, I felt like such a coward, right? Because I thought about, I didn't want to be with you at that point at all. Like, I wanted nothing to do with you. Why? And that goes into like, the ultimate question is, why did I ultimately stay? It was just like so long of a period where I went from, I want like nothing to do with you. I hated you. Like the normal, I was just disgusted.
But you still fucked me.
Yeah. Well, isn't that crazy? So that goes into like how sick I became. And I don't know when I was going to get into that, but I became so sick.
It was so bad.
Fucking, like, I was sick to the core. Not like sick like you think, but like, just started drinking, I was like...
He says you still smashed.
That's why I was a fucking, like, I'm a dude, right? I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. I was sick, dude. Like, I was fucking sick. I was sick.
Super
sick. Like, why would somebody do that?
And I think that that's something that's not discussed enough with alcoholism. When you live with an alcoholic, when they, like, the big book talks about it frequently, it's like, we alcoholics make the people who live with us sicker than we are. Because
that's the truth.
They have a choice. Like, we alcoholics, a lot of the times when we get to the point in our alcoholism, we've lost the choice to drink. We've lost the choice to really do anything. I mean, you normies who don't understand how you become physically dependent upon alcohol and how you're a fucking slave to it. But they have choices. You would think that they have choices, but they don't. They're just as sick as we are. Like, identical. Yeah, their brains are so warped.
I don't know how it happens, but it fucking happens. Like, I've never been a person I've always been level-headed and...
Very.
You know what I mean? So, like, for me to go out, that's one thing that would send me off the deep end, is fucking cheating. And it did. It sent me in a fucking tailspin. It was bad. Like, bad, For sure. I mean, I was fucking throwing caution to the wind, Like, your life becomes kind of unmanageable. Right?
Right?
Yeah.
And at this time, we had 2 children.
Yeah.
like 2 children who needed parents, and I was the fucking tornado that took up everybody's attention.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Brutal.
What, I don't even know if I want to ask this. Jeez Louise, ChatGTP. What were your darkest thoughts you battled about yourself during that time?
Oh my goodness gracious. I think I told you this, where I felt just like I was going back to like, what a coward. And then, you know, the fact that you could cheat on me and really not give a shit.
That's
what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else am I supposed to think? Like,
right.
I'm
get it.
just like a piece of shit to you, you know? Because you don't do that when you love somebody.
At all.
No, absolutely not. So, you know, because you don't do that when you love somebody.
At all.
No, absolutely not. So, yeah, I mean, I had some super, super dark moments, you know, absolutely not. So, yeah, I mean, I had some super, super dark moments, you know, I don't know if you can say, you can't?
No, you can't, but that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Which is so crazy to me, because when he told me that, that thought of him...
planned it out, where I'm going to go, and I didn't want my kids to see it.
I just recently, and I kind of wish we wouldn't have discussed this, because this information is new. Like, I just recently, and I kind of wish we wouldn't have discussed this, because this information is new. Like, within the last 30 days. When he agreed to do the podcast thing, and we were like kind of discussing. He said, I don't think even in sobriety we ever got down to it. Do you think?
Probably not.
We're kind of like one of those, let's just move on. I'm one of those.
I've never been a person to like share things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but over the years.
You know, got better.
So much. Not better, I just think it's beautiful, the healing. He chose, I know a lot of people do Al-Anon.
I tried it. I went to a couple meetings.
Try.
Well, if I went to a couple meetings, it means I try. Well, I didn't like give it a good effort, but I was too angry.
It's lagging bad. They say, oh shit, because I'm not. Damn it. I didn't connect to the damn internet. I hate my fucking life. It's all good. Is it better? They hate my voice. He's such a shit. He comes in my life all the time and then talks shit. I'm like, he comes back.
This is mostly dudes, right?
No, there's a lot of females. Oh. Do you want to go through?
I don't care. No, I'm just wondering.
Damn, not only did he fight for his country.
Not only what?
Not only do you fight for your country, I still put you through hell.
Yeah. Yeah, like the I haven't really talked about the anger part, but yeah, talk about angry. I don't even know how to explain that. You know. But anyway, back to your question, the darkest moment was that, yeah. And really the only reason I didn't go through with it was I just kept thinking about Brielle. She was so little, and
God, that would have just destroyed everything.
yeah. Anyway, next question.
Next question. Okay. Was there ever a moment that you were like done? You really thought about leaving, filing divorce?
Yeah. More than once. obviously, but I would say the time that I was getting lawyers and I was talking to lawyers and stuff.
You were talking to lawyers?
Well, friends that I knew that were lawyers. So
This is news to me.
well, it was when we lived here. I think when we first got here.
After my attempt,
No, I think it was before their attempt.
we had only lived here for a little teeny tiny bit of time.
I can't even, honestly, there was so many fucked up events that happened, and it was like one after the other. I can't put like a timeline. It's hard for me to put a timeline on it, but I know it was when we were here, and I know it might have been around the time I got the Ryland results, actually. And they probably don't even know about that.
Mm-mm.
Like these people, the amount of shit that I had to deal with was fucking insurmountable at times.
Beyond,
right?
It would crush a person's soul.
Like, yeah, why the fuck wouldn't I leave, right? Well, I wanted to. I wanted to in the worst possible way. You know what I mean? Like, instead, I was making it worse by staying at that time, because I had so much resentment and hate towards you that I was treating you like absolute shit. And then
And this happened after I got sober.
Well, I'm talking about before and after, because you were still drunk in this house for a while.
Oh yeah, for 2 years.
But yeah,
but in the Ryland, I'm talking about the Ryland stuff was in sobriety.
Yeah, early in sobriety.
Yeah.
But even like you were saying, the first year or so in your sobriety, we fucking hated each other.
Our marriage got so much worse in sobriety.
Yeah, because
I don't think people talk about that. It got so much worse.
And I'll tell you why. For my part, is because of the resentment. You resent the alcoholic. It's so fucking bad.
But why didn't you resent me? I mean, you resented me when I was drinking, but you didn't resent me in the way that you resented me when I got sober. Which made no sense to my brain. I'm like, why the fuck am I staying sober when he treated me like it was fine when I was drinking? At least I didn't give a shit.
Here's why. Because I didn't give a shit about you then. You see, I didn't pay you any attention. I didn't care about you at all.
But he still had sex with me.
I mean, any dude in this would be like, yeah, of course he fucked you. Well, if it was available,
but a lot of people in early sobriety, they stop having sex with their husband, because they're trying to sort themselves out, and they're like, this is the only thing that I can control.
Sure.
But I remember having sex. It was the only thing I had going for me at that time. The only thing I had going for me at that time in early sobriety, I had the ability to have sex with him, and maybe every so often. It's just so crazy how it got so much worse.
Because then when you got sober, I started to pay attention and think oh, well, if she's getting sober, maybe we can start a new life. And then I started to care again. And then, because I was putting attention on our relationship again. Whereas before I was putting no attention towards the relationship. I just wanted it to be over. And that goes back to I always felt like a coward for not doing it. But, then I can start talking about my relationship with God and how that started. And that's how, honestly, that's why I think we're here. Mm-hmm. Because of our relationship with God. And I can say personally, my relationship with God, that's why I'm here. There's no other explanation for it. I don't know what to tell you. There's no explanation for it.
And I feel like the exact same way, because there's no reason for us to still be married.
Nope. Not a one.
At all.
No.
But there is all the reasons, if that makes sense. No. But we both had to learn completely new languages. The way that he spoke to me, I could not hear that language anymore in sobriety. And then the way that I spoke to him, he couldn't hear me at all. So do you remember like a lot of our conversations were done over text? Oh, the majority of our conversations in early sobriety were done over text because I realized that no matter what my heart was like feeling and how soft I approached him, he started to get resentful always at me. Yeah. And then I could not just be like, I understand why you're resentful. You everything is normal. I just got resentful back and it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
But we learned how to communicate over Messenger. Because I could like reread my words and I realized like, oh my God, that sounds really harsh and really hateful, and that's not the intention, if that makes sense. And also we need to throw this in there too. I had a massive stroke shortly after sobriety. So like not only was I trying to get sober, trying to learn how to love this man again and learn how to love him in a way where he can receive it, because I didn't even know. I knew I had sex with you, but that was about it.
Yeah.
That literally was the only thing I knew to do for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I just give him sex, but that's not going to keep a marriage. It's not.
Right.
It's wild how it's just kind of transformed. And the other thing is, too, it's like a lot of people in sobriety who have partners who are also in sobriety. And I think I kind of got resentful about that, too. Because I'm like, here I'm doing all this fucking healing and you're not even fucking doing Al-Anon. You're not doing... I got resentful about that too. Because I'm like, here I'm doing all this fucking healing and you're not even fucking doing Al-Anon. You're not doing fucking anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I was so afraid it wasn't going to work because I was going to outgrow you. That was my biggest fear.
I can see that.
I did not want to like... get to the point where like I'm the woman you've always deserved. Always, your whole entire life. And then I decide I've outgrown you. Like, that was so terrifying. Because I've seen it happen time and time and time and time again with women in the rooms. They walk in, they're married, and then they're not willing to put in the work with their husband. Only with themselves.
Okay. They're
willing to put in the work with themselves, but not in the marriage. And I feel like that's the disconnect that most people in sobriety don't understand. Thank God I had a sponsor who was really, 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 she's like very loving. She just like oozes sex. She's just, that's who she is. I love her. I do. I just love her. But she taught me, how to speak his language and how to approach him with love. It's crazy because it took so long. And I always wanted to. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think you knew how to be like lovey-dovey really either.
No, no. And I never wanted to for a long time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when you did get sober... and we got through that first year, it was like re-meeting you again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, because you weren't the same person that I was, the drunk. That's what I knew. And I didn't know who you were sober. So
I didn't either.
I'm just saying from my point of view, I had to kind of meet you,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say like fall in love again, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And at this point, we had been married. I walked in the rooms in 2018 in March, and then we celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary on April 30th. So like a month. You don't really remember that, but I remember it because I remember being terrified because I was at a casino and I knew we were gonna have to have sex, and it was our anniversary. We were like in a hotel where like I'm thinking like I have to like put on this like, and I didn't know how to. I called Sarah sobbing. I called her. I'm like, I don't know if I can go through with this. Like,
because you had to have sex.
I didn't know how to be like that carefree, easygoing, the person that you met before, like when we have our hotel rooms, like it's like wild and like, and I didn't know how to do that, and I was like, I feel like I'm just going to.
I mean, the first year was like weird.
So weird. I don't think people talk about that enough. What was that? What are they talking about? Oh my God, I talk a lot.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Do you not? I don't think they hear you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Shut up. I'll bring astrology right this second. I'm trying to read these.
That's a bummer. Wow.
You gotta be a lot. This is our first time. He's never done it, but
Should I come in closer?
Yeah.
All right. There.
Pretend like you love me, even though it's embarrassing.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. What's our next question? What time do we have?
Can they hear me now?
You can hear. Okay, you can. Yep, perfect. Okay, so let's see. Okay, what made you choose rebuilding over revenge in sobriety?
Rebuilding over revenge. Honestly, like, so this is when you were sober?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good question.
You want to come back to it?
Maybe. I know I can say I was just fucking exhausted, right? I don't know if because I had, when you were drinking and the affair happened, there was like a couple years there, right? And then so
yeah,
that's where I spent all my anger. All my anger was then. I mean, I was angry for like 2 years, just that's the resentment and the anger and like the revenge. Like, I wasn't no fucking saint during that time, right?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't being a good boy, right?
I know.
So
that's if I paint him out to be like a saint, and he is. Compared to me, anybody would be.
I'm not. Nobody's a saint, but I'm saying like, I had already gone down that road. The anger
revenge and all that.
I already. So I was just exhausted at that point. That was the only way I could go was the forgiving and moving on. It was either that or stop being a fucking coward and get a divorce, That was where my head was at.
I hate it. How are you able to separate my cheating with my alcoholism? Or did you?
No. To me, it went hand in hand. I don't know. I could ask you that right now. Like, you think if you were sober, would you still have cheated?
1,000%. And I wouldn't.
Like, being sober, I know you. Yeah, I know you wouldn't sober
at all.
So like the alcohol, I think
I was also taking a bunch of pain pills too.
Sure, like
that sent me into a whole different direction.
You're an addict, right? So anything to get you fucked up, really, right?
Because I couldn't. There's no way I could do that sober.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I said earlier. I was like, I didn't know who you were. I don't know who this is. You're just a complete stranger. Right?
Beyond.
Yeah, so no, I say those, for me, that went perfect couple right there. A perfect match is alcohol and bad decisions, right?
Right.
Alcohol and bad decisions.
What, or did you have like any sort of like internal shift within you that like made you, this is in sobriety, that like what do you think shifted to where you're like, oh, maybe this might work, maybe I can learn to love her again? Like, do you know, or can you, like, and the only reason I'm asking is to, like, help other people.
Yeah, okay.
It's not tough.
Well,
Yeah.
because I'm thinking, like, for me, it was more about me in getting my shit right, because I was no good to anybody with the way I was. I was sick, right? Not, sick as in, like, fucking, living with an alcoholic and doing all that shit makes you sick.
You were spiritually sick.
Fucking broken. I was just like a broken soul. So for me, the turning point was getting my shit right. I had to get spiritually right. Physically, I started getting physically fit again, and physically and spiritually and mentally was the three big, it factors for me. And that took a while for me to get right again. So once I was right and I worked on me, because I was no good to anybody. So I think that's when it turned, is when I started getting all my shit together. And I could start to love again and open up my heart. Whereas before, that wasn't going to happen.
It's so wild to me because even, like, wasted, you, like, never turned me away, but I remember you were fucking ice cold to me in sobriety.
Yeah.
You gave me exactly who I was to you drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the resentment and anger and,
Let's see.
Not a way to live.
Did you ever ask God, like, why did this happen to me?
Thousands of times, yeah. Thousands of times.
Do you recall if you said, like, any certain prayer that you think started the transition to heal your heart?
A specific one?
Or just, like, vague, something that you said that you think maybe kind of started a snowball effect?
I would always ask him for a couple things. I would always ask him for, for guidance and for strength and for courage. That's the three things I ask for a lot, were those three things. And whatever that looked like, I don't know what it was going to look like. But he gave me those with the, getting my shit right, and then I was able to, open up my heart again. So I think that was
Oh my God, it's 7:00.
Yeah.
You guys would love that. He is not broken. Stop. He really is not.
What's broken mean? Mentally?
I think just your spirit.
No.
I think when you go back in it and you relive it.
Oh, they're saying I'm broken. Like, I'm mentally
Yeah,
broken?
look, he says that guy seems broken.
Well, it's just, I'm not like a bubbly person to begin with, so.
He is. On the low.
I guess. Well,
he's
I
so weird.
I wouldn't say bubbly.
He's weirder than me.
I'm weird, and there's no doubt about that. But I'm not like bubbly.
I'm gonna record some late night shenanigans.
I mean, we're all weird in our own little way, for sure. But I mean, like,
the feet are going.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's lasted this long. He does not ever do social media. This is not his thing. So I'm so surprised that he's lasted this long. We're gonna wrap this up shortly. Okay, go ahead.
Were there any like?
Did he ever cheat? You can answer that.
I don't know. What do you consider cheating? Remember when I came home that one night?
I recall. Yes, he did. He kissed some. Well, and I think it was multiple times. It
probably
wasn't just
like
once.
I was drunk out of my mind, going out.
A little saint.
Going out to bars and like I'm not fucking for sure.
Jay, don't say that.
What do you say?
Thank you for your service. Sorry you have to put yourself through this. Oh. Was she hot? Yeah, I need to know that. Thank you, Jay.
What's that?
Was she hot? He probably didn't remember he was wasted.
I don't fucking remember. I don't even remember because I woke up and you had my phone and she was calling or something. I don't know. Like, who knows? I hope so. Just kidding.
It was a shit show.
Yeah, it was. 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 I wish they would have heard the first part of our conversation. Probably didn't hear any of it.
I think they did. Okay, I think this is the most important part for all of this. For the men watching who are in your situation, who have been in your situation,
Yeah.
what advice would you give? And I'm going to ask you a few questions. What would you say to the man who is watching this, who found out that his wife cheated yesterday?
Tough. What advice would I give him?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this. I don't think all marriages survive affairs. I just don't. And I know that this one barely made it, right? It wasn't like a come, it was fucking hell, right? And again, the only thing that brought us back together, I don't care how corny it sounds, is my spiritual, it was like it's God, right? So like spiritual warfare and all that. Because on the, I don't know how to say it and not sound, because every single part of me did not want this marriage, so don't, but that's a tough question, because like everybody's so different, and like every situation's so different. Like our situation was so fucking crazy, like you know what I mean? But I suppose every cheating one is. But like, gosh, I don't know. That's really tough to answer. That's a tough question to answer. Because the especially like the day after, it's just like it's dark. It's just dark, and it's dark for a long time. It's just dark for a long time. So my advice to dudes would be, once that affair happens, is to look and start getting your own shit together. Don't even worry about what she's doing. Don't even fucking worry about it. Because I worried about it. I started to become obsessed with it. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Don't do that.
They said I could never love a girl any longer.
Yeah, I mean, it fucking ruins men, right? So, like I said before, a couple seconds ago, is to look inward and start working on yourself, right? Start getting, because the number one thing dudes do is they start going to the gym, right? So that's the physical part, and that's great.
Oh, mention how you got into TRT.
Let me finish, because this is important for dudes that's been cheated on, right? So it's not just the physical part. Get your shit right mentally and spiritually, like those three: the mental, physical, and spiritual. If you can get those three things together in your life, then you can start to make decisions.
Right. What do you think strength looks like for a man inside a marriage that has been shattered by betrayal? What does strength look like?
What is that? I don't even understand the question.
Okay. What's one thing? Let's see. I don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Oh, what role did your own flaws or past play in softening your heart towards me?
Say that again.
What role did your own flaws or past play in softening your heart for me?
How would my flaws soften my heart for you?
Because you realize that you've messed up and made horrible mistakes.
Honestly, that wasn't a part of my healing at all. I didn't look at my mistakes and compare them to yours and
see, that's why you healed.
Right. I don't think that's the
That's why I asked the question.
I don't think that's the way to do it. And I told whoever needed to hear that about what I think you should do.
Right.
Is forget about the woman who cheated for now and work on yourself.
What was something that I have done in sobriety where you thought, like, Are they talking to each other? I don't even look. What's something?
Isn't that part of like a live is where you interact with them?
Yeah, I read, and then do your kids know? No.
They don't?
I don't believe so.
I think they do.
Did you tell him? I haven't told him.
I don't know. I might have. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a yes.
Probably.
So they do.
Honest to God, I don't remember. I could have probably told him when I was drunk. Who knows? I don't know.
That's probably a yes. Right? Is she reading only the good comments? I just keep looking. What are they saying? Let me scroll back. Hang on. Delulu. You're not telling me anything I don't know. I'm like the most Delulu. This guy has no clue. You leave now, dude.
And that's fine. He doesn't know.
This is BS. Oh, I take no accountability.
No, that's not true either.
Interesting.
I mean, this is just like an intro to what happened, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Go find Jesus. Jesus is sitting right next to me, you fucking idiot.
Well, no, what you say is that he's a big part of our life, so.
Massive.
Yeah.
My wife cheated and did it again. Oh.
You see, like I said, it's all not the same. So, like, if they keep cheating, then yeah, fucking forget about it.
And I know that.
And that's usually like a cliche thing, is once they cheat, they always cheat.
No.
This time you were a drunk mess, and now you're sober. You're a different person. So it's just different in that regard.
And I feel like we're very different in terms of like social media people because we know our truth. I'm not here to fucking sell you on anything. We're just here to help you if like you have struggled.
I'm not a social. I could give a shit about any of that stuff. I mean, if we can just reach a couple people or if someone's like curious about something, answer a question. That's fine. You know, don't bother me none.
Okay, let's see. My hat is off to Steve. Oh, this is my friend.
Mm.
He did sticky toes. Just kissing, but whatever. All right, what was that? Who has an Adam's apple? Do I? And they're getting weird. They just get weird. Okay, we love you. Okay, bye. We're just gonna.
How weird does it get?